Hey, welcome everybody. We are back from the big Shatner 60th Star Trek
Big.
anniversary in Ticonderoga. If you didn't make it, you missed a good one. We
It
had
was
a
a big one.
good weekend. Everything went really well. We'll talk about that a little bit. How are you, Mary Beth? I should say hello.
I survived.
You're recovering. We're all recovering.
I am
the
still
weekend.
very much in recovery mode.
Yes. Hey, Chris LaRoche. Thanks. We missed you, Chris, as you know.
We missed you, Chris. It was good talking to you. Jeff, what'd you do getting a wreck? What happened, Jeff Rubel?
I cracked up my car. That's not good, man.
That's not good, man.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, it was a good weekend. It was a good weekend.
It was a good weekend, and we are gonna rehash it just a little bit tonight.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. What do you got for news?
I only have two small pieces of news. Small piece of news number one is I'd like to mention that Inger Hayer, she was not actually part of Star Trek, but she was a staple on the Star Trek convention circuit and did a lot of science presentations for them. I don't know that I ever had her out to do a presentation for us, but I heard that she did visit us one time. And I guess I just didn't get to meet her or something. But she has passed, and she will be missed on the Star Trek convention circuit. The other piece of news, or the other pieces of news I had, was Ryan Coogler's X-Files reboot. The shooting has finished. The series is now in post-production. They'll get that pilot done. They are waiting for an order for the first season. It's not going to be Mulder and Scully. It's going to be two completely different agents. But I guess the X-Files are still at the FBI, so I guess they can still investigate or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. And finally, Silo, third season, set to premiere July 3. So today is Wednesday. So Friday, Silo season 3. I'm excited. I like that show.
Speaking of the X-Files, did you see that Glenn, how do you pronounce his last name? Longo? He had Scully and Mulder's original FBI.
I will show you guys.
He has some really cool stuff. And Glenn is an awesome guy because he will let you show you. He loves to share all his cool props. He has a lot of Star Trek props. Yeah, there's Mary Beth holding these. Really, you can't really see the little blurry.
It's blurry.
You get the idea. That's Mulder and Scully's FBI IDs from the show.
Mulder and Scully.
Yeah. So anyway, so it was a good weekend, and like I said, Glenn, if you ever see Glenn, he usually brings something with him from his collection.
Yes, he does. He has a lot of cool stuff.
Sorry to hear about your fender bender. Well, that's a fender bender.
Jeff.
Although sometimes it's a total car these days.
Hi, Bill. Are you recovered, Bill? Look like you had a good time. You're still at Lake George?
Still in Lake George. They're maximizing their their vacation
going on,
time.
Bill? What is happening that you're still?
He's enjoying. Lake George is a nice place to spend some time. So,
Bill, do you have a boat? That would be cool.
You don't need to just have a boat. You can rent them there. They have a ton.
That's what you rent them.
So, is that all the news we got?
That's actually all the news I had because there's not much else going on, and because I thought we would talk about Shatner Weekend a little bit before we dive into
before or after?
You want to do Death Race first, and then
we'll do the Death Race, I guess, and then we'll.
Yes, Jeff. This is good root beer. This is the best root beer.
Zero.
Sugar-free. Zero.
Yeah, there's only a couple. There's one of the last drive-ins is actually in Vermont. A&W Root Beer Drive-In.
Oh, isn't it? There are drive-ins. We have.
Yeah, but they're like the only one left. And there's one in Lake George, but it's not officially a drive-in. Like these are the ones where they'll put the little tray on your car on the window. You know?
Oh yeah, like a girl on roller skates.
Yeah, they're not on roller skates, but they do have picnic tables too. But there's no restaurant. There is a small one, A&W, in Lake George, but I don't think they do it's just a takeout window. Anyway. So the reason we're doing Death Race, this is the 2008 Jason Statham version, which is a remake of the original 1975 Death Race 2000. And the reason I decided to do that this week is because we're going to be on Roy's show on Friday to do Death Race 2000, the one from 1975. So that's why we're doing this one. And actually, I want to get this one is it's different. They pulled enough similarities from it. I think
there's that's the similarity.
There was some threads that they pulled. Not a lot. Have you watched the 7
No, not yet. But
okay, you're gonna get a little shocked because it's nothing like this movie.
I bet it isn't. That's what I thought. I'm like, well, there's probably cars, and that's about it.
It's even more cartoony than this one. If God! Possible.
And this one was kind of cartoon. Not cartoony,
this one was definitely
really
not basic. A thinking. This was not a thinking film.
This was a popcorn.
I was kind of calling it like it's a combination of The Running Man meets Shawshank meets.
Yes, it's the old framed for the murder of his wife in jail, and now they're making him do crap.
So that was Jason Statham is the main character.
All in a dystopian future.
Right. It's supposed to be. So the movie was made in 2008. It's supposed to take place in 2012. Which is kind of funny because it's still
an accurate depiction.
Yeah. So the idea is that the economy went really, really bad, and people were losing their jobs, and all the prisons were moved from government control.
And it's the old corporate overlord crap.
Yeah. So they come up with this death race on this island in the middle of not in the middle of the ocean, but it's like a mile offshore. And
they make prisoners do it.
And they make prisoners race to the death, basically. And if you win 5 races, you get released. So again, it's very Running Man-like, and of course the warden is corrupt, and she's trying to just make money on they sell. It's almost like pay-per-view. You have to buy there's like 3 stages each race. Yeah. So to buy that. So it's all about money, of course. So yeah, they frame Jason Statham's character, whose name is Jensen Ames or something like that.
Jensen Ames?
I thought it was something with an A. Anyway, so they frame him because he was a race car driver back in the day, but he had been in prison before. So they literally kill his wife, which is really brutal. And he's sent to prison so that because she needs somebody to race under the guise of Frankenstein, who was the guy
it's the Stig. It's the Stig of the
it's kind of like the Stig, which was the character. So when you watch the 2005 version, David Carradine plays Frankenstein, and it's kind of the same thing. He wears a mask because he's allegedly horribly disfigured, and he's winning the races, and he's a big hero. So that's where I say there's some threads that they took from the original film.
Chris and Bill might tune in on Friday night because it sounds like they both really like that original movie.
So I don't want to talk about the original too much because I want to save it for Roy's show. I did see it back in the late 70s. I obviously didn't see it in the theater. I was only about 10, so I wouldn't have been, because it was rated R, I think, just for the violence. Which it's so the violence is so cartoony. But I remember seeing it probably at least as a teenager when it made it to TV, and all the adolescent males loved it because it was, they're just they ran over all those people and I thought it was funny. I was like, what kids think are funny. I don't know. So as a kid, we all loved that movie, even though you watch it now and you're like, this thing is horrible. But anyway, this one actually I found entertaining. So I'm curious to see what your opinion of it is.
Well, it was clearly a popcorn flick. It's just action. I'm not going to lie to you, Rizzo. I kind of dozed off during one of the extended car race scenes, woke up, still car race scene. Nothing changed.
Car race.
I didn't miss much plot.
No.
Not super plot heavy. I like the characters. I liked Ian McShane. I love Ian McShane.
I love Ian McShane. He's awesome. I've loved him since Deadwood. He's a good actor. Yeah, they pulled in some names. I mean, obviously Jason Statham's by this point in 2008, he had been famous, the Transporter series and all that. In fact, he had one request, is that he didn't any of the fight scenes where he's actually physically hand fighting, not in the car, that he didn't do any martial arts.
Oh, really?
Because he didn't want it to look like, he didn't want it to be the Transporter. So, Jason Statham, if you look at all his films, Most of them have the same formula. He's the ex, usually like a SEAL or some kind of special ops guy who you got out, and he's trying to live a quiet life, and then something happens, and they have to engage him once again to become the killing machine or whatever.
It's a Hollywood trope. It's a formula.
Trope. It's his trope. But you're right. It's a definite formula. But it's always seemed to be more
Bill.
I have a face on that one. Yeah, will not emulate it driving. No, don't do that, Bill.
Don't do that, Bill.
So it was an action film, and they shot this in only 50 days.
Wow.
They shot this in only 50 days. This is a Roger Corman production. So that shows. Yeah,
it reads like a Roger Corman production.
There's a very big margin of suspension of disbelief, if you will, or you really have a lot of suspension of disbelief. I mean, so Frankenstein's car is it's like a 2006 Mustang, with all the big. Well, it's been modified. They said that the amount of modifications each car was like would cost upwards of $200,000.
And be heavy as sin. I don't think with all the modifications they could have gone that fast, really.
No,
they all looked heavy. They were all armored and
right, but I'm sure a lot of the armor was fake. So one of the things that I read was his car, Frankenstein's car, had that they called it the tombstone, which was a big chunk of multi-layered steel that was bulletproof. It could take these heavy machine guns hitting it. And they estimated whatever it weighed. They said the car would have just like stood on its end with that much weight. Like it couldn't be real. It had to be obviously fake, because they said that you couldn't do it. It was just the car would just do a wheelie everywhere it would go. So there's a lot of that sort of thing going on. But even I said that when there's one scene when they're shooting at these cars with 50 caliber machine guns, and I'm like, there's no way any of those cars would have survived. I don't care how much armor they had on. If anybody who's been in the military and has shot one of those guns, those things are the bullets are like,
Did you see the scene where the gun jams and she climbs out the window and she literally is just like hitting it?
Yeah, she's wailing on it.
It's makes okay.
While he's running around. Like I said, the suspension of disbelief is just go with it. Just go with it. Just go with it. I mean, the fact that she's smacking at it and it releases the jam is more believable than her hanging out of the car.
Hanging out of the car
he's driving like crazy,
and he's dodging, and they have to hit all those. They weren't manhole covers. They were.
That was an interesting. I thought that was. I
like that concept. Aspect. I really did. I thought that was clever.
So one part of the race, they can they don't activate their weapons or defenses right away on these cars. So they have these like things like they look like manhole covers with different symbols on them, and if they ran over them when they were lit, that would activate their guns or their
like shields,
shield guns. And then there was the one that was the death something that basically this big steel barrier comes up and it just got spikes on it, and it's pretty nasty. But the whole thing screamed of being a video game.
Very much so.
I mean, it was just like you could totally see this as a video game, and in fact, there is a video game very similar to it. It goes, I can't remember the name of it, but basically that is you have these cars with guns and you just run around a map and just blow each other up.
Yeah,
but I can't remember what the name of that is.
I don't know the name of the video, but this thing, as basic as it was, it spawned a whole. Because right before I started watching, I messaged you like, which one of these am I supposed to watch? Because I realized there's Death Race 2, Death Race 3.
Yeah, it spawned like a little franchise after it. It was popular enough and it did well enough that it's on the scale of like what's the one with Vin Diesel?
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious, kind of that. They, of course, there's like Fast and Furious. I don't know. They've gone up to like 10.
Yeah, they're up to like 27 and a half.
I don't even know what it is. Million. I've never even seen one. But so I've never seen. I did see this movie. I didn't see it in the theater, but I remember I must have seen it like on HBO or whatever it was on. I remember seeing it before. I know I had seen it, and it wasn't bad. I mean, it held my interest long enough to to continue to watch it. I mean, like I said, if you're just looking for something mindless with a lot of action and ridiculous stunts.
Yeah, but it's like the old we're all gonna race and we're gonna get picked off and killed one at a time. It's that. I mean,
yeah, and it's a very prison movie where you have the corrupt warden, her corrupt number one guard, who's the bad guy, and you know that there's no way she's ever going to let them, the bait or that she's dangling in front of him is that if you do this for me, you'll be free, and exactly. You can go back because he had a baby daughter, and nobody would be stupid enough to believe that she'd ever let him go, and which of course she didn't. And there's a twist at the end that you may or may not see coming, with how he eventually escapes.
Yeah.
So, spoiler alert: he gangs up with with his arch rival on the track to escape. Which another thing, I don't buy the fact. Remember, his co-driver was this hot-looking chick, and she's like,
everybody got a hot chick co-driver.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was going to point that out. Like everybody who's like, they're all getting off the bus because they're coming from the women's. Like, there is not a
no navigation needed. It's a circle.
They're all 9 and aboves. You know what I'm saying? There's like I guess everybody in prison is hot.
Right, all these hot prison chicks, and they're but their job wasn't so much navigation, but like work some of the weapons, I guess.
Yeah, they had to work some of the weapons and stuff like that.
Some of the defensive mechanisms.
You notice that every time somebody dies in a car, it was always the navigator. Like they'd shoot, and or whatever. Something would happen. It was the navigator that died. The driver never dies unless he dies like the whole like.
Yeah, the very first car that died was the driver, I think.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like when they're shooting at the cars, it's always just it only ever hits the navigator.
Yeah. I
know
exactly.
There's the one horrible one where the prison decide they're gonna make things more difficult, and they had built this giant tractor trailer juggernaut thing that was based on a tanker, and it opens up, and there's all these machine guns and rockets, and it's like the jam car that drives around. It's trying to take them all out. And then there was the Japanese guy in the Porsche.
Yeah.
And it had the spikes on the side of the tires, and it just like goes in and like totally tears her apart.
Yeah.
Again, the navigator gets killed. He eventually does die because he gets caught up in the which was a funny scene. Not funny. I mean, it's funny. Guy dies, funny. But like the truck drops these like chains with like hooks and stuff on it on the back.
Yep.
And his Porsche gets wrapped up in it, so he's getting dragged sideways by the truck. And then as he's getting dragged, all of a sudden he sees this like big, it's like a tank turret, swings around and it's pointing right at him, and he just realized that he just says, he says, say ski, but he says, "Oh, fart, but not fart." But then he says it in English, but they put the Chinese or Japanese words on the screen like the subtitle. I thought that was funny. It was kind of a
Was that the Dreadnought? Was that big thing called the Dreadnought?
I think it was called the Dreadnought or something like that. Yeah. It was silly because that was the thing that had 50 cal machine guns, and they're just blasting away at these cars.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care how much armor you got at that range. I mean, no.
I think Ola Pablo from Mexico enjoyed this movie more than I did. I was just like, oh my God, this is so... like, it was just, I don't know. It was like kind of formulaic and yet also kind of fresh at the same time. Like, I can't explain it. Like, it was a bunch of common tropes, but they did their best to like kind of punch it up and, make it, or, it was a little more creative.
Like I said, don't go into this thinking it's a deep thinker. And, it is not Shawshank. It just has a very slim resemblance to the fact.
Chris and Bill have become Shakespeareans.
Yeah. How would Bond's DB5 do in the race? I could tell you, first of all, DB5s are beautiful cars, probably one of the most beautiful cars ever made, but it's a terrible sports car. Very heavy, and it doesn't handle very well. That is the question of whether it's nobler to run them over or that on the freeway instead. Well,
they said to race or not to race, and it is nobler to. Yeah, never mind. They're being Shakespeareans tonight. Good for you, Chris.
I get that. Good for you guys. Yeah. to race. Well, they have no choice. I guess the idea is that if they win 5 races, they win 5 races, they get released. But it's like the Running Man. Really? Nobody's ever done it.
I kept waiting for the Running Man twist. We're like, oh no, you don't really.
It's very Running Man-esque. So when they were making this film, the original idea, it was supposed to be a direct sequel to the 75 film, and it was going to be called Death Race 3000. And it was supposed to be a race around the world in like hover cars that could be invisible or change shape, and it was going to be this really super high-tech thing. And then
would have been cool.
Yeah, then they realized it was too expensive to make that. So they rewrote the whole script. And actually, I think it said Tom Cruise was originally, because Corman had some deal, and he didn't like any of the scripts.
One of the producers.
But he didn't like any of the scripts, so he didn't end up doing it. There's no question that this was tied to the 75 film. There was not. Trying to think of what other trivia. There wasn't really a lot of like weird. I mean, they usually 34 cars, 85 mechanics to keep them all running. It's kind of funny. It said Jason Statham trained for this film, and he went from 20% body fat to 6%. I've never seen that man. Not in
26. He never a day in his life had 26% body fat. Never.
20%. It said he went from 20% to 6%.
He's never, not once a day in his life, had 20%.
That's what I'm just reading. What it's saying, man. 4 tons of blank ammunition was used.
That I believe. I absolutely believe that.
They said the estimated cost was $250,000 to $300,000 to detail the 34 cars. Okay, so that was stretched out over the course of the took about 6 weeks per car to fabricate. So they obviously were working on it before, they said it'd take 50 days to film, but they were clearly producing stuff to make it before that. Film in 50 days. It's really not a lot. I mean, it's
not a lot of lore because it's
there's not a lot. It's because there's nothing to this movie. It's
not like Jaws where there's lore for days.
Yeah, it's just fluff. It's a lot of fluff movie. It's got a certain amount of it's all action. It's really nothing. It never really stops. There aren't any slow bits. He gets his revenge in the end. She actually, to make sure he loses, she has her little creep. I guess the guard gets it too. Yeah, because she plants a bomb in the car. She plants a bomb in the car so that she has that. She can blow him up at any point if it looks like he's going to win. And of course, the double cross is the two. There's only the two main guys left: Frankenstein and this other guy. What was he? Machine Gun Joe or something?
Machine Gun Joe.
Which I think is that was another that name is a throwback to the original movie. Which believe it or not, Machine Gun Joe in the 75 version is played by Sylvester Stallone.
Oh my God, that's awesome!
A very, very young Sylvester Stallone. So well, I can't wait till we talk about that on Royce, because that movie's. I want to see your reaction to that one compared to this one. It's very short though. That one's only like an hour and 20 minutes. It's like it's like a lunch break. So anyway, so at the end of the other guy, Machine Gun Joe's oddly has rockets on. He has like a truck instead of a car, and he right at the right moment looks like he's going to blow up Frankenstein, and he shoots the rockets, and Frankenstein moves out of the way at the last second, and it blows a hole in the racetrack right where the bridge is to get off the island. And they go and they tear off down the island. They end up back on a pier, and that's when the co-driver for Frankenstein, played by, what was her name? I forget. She didn't really do much.
Her character's name was Case. Is Natalie Martinez, I think.
Yeah. So she switches places with him. He rolls out of car. So nobody except this ward knows who Frankenstein is actually Jason Statham. But anyway, she gets asked. She gives herself up because apparently she had a pardon already signed, which is another suspension of disbelief, because I'm thinking this woman would not honor that.
No.
Although
not Joan Allen. The Joan
Yeah,
Allen character.
so the two characters, they escaped to Mexico, and they're working on cars, and she shows up with Statham's baby that he, from his wife that got murdered. And she did say something like, he said, "What took you so long?" Because it was like 6 months later. And he does say something like, "What took you so long?" And she's like, "Well, it took a while for them to acknowledge that pardon I had or whatever." Yeah. So, but that was the only thing they say. And ironically, that car that she drives up is a car from Fast and Furious that Vince.
Is it really? Oh, that's awesome.
I think it is the car that he
like used. All the little race car movies make a little nods to each
other. Probably, I'm sure that's owned by somebody.
Somebody else who will Gone in 60 Seconds. That'll be fun.
Right? That's not a bad movie. If you if you like what's his name?
I can think it's Angelina Jolie. Who was the guy in it?
No, it was I could picture him in my head.
Oh, Nick Cage.
Nicolas Cage, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you got to be a Nicolas Cage fan. I don't mind him. It's okay. The one he was in with Gary Sinise, Snake Eyes. You ever see Snake Eyes?
No. Do I need to see Snake Eyes?
Oh, it's a good movie. Yeah, it's just kind of a suspensey thriller thing. Yeah, I think it's called Snake Eyes. Yeah, it's got a twist ending. I won't. He plays Cage plays a detective. And I can't even remember the premise of it, but I remember it was a good movie. Gopher from the Love Boat is in the original as well. You're right.
Is it the 75 one?
Fred Grimby, I think it's Grimby. I think is his name is in the original as well. Yes, he plays a Nazi. There's Nazis in that version.
Oh. Okay, I am looking forward to seeing this. I'm probably going to sit down and watch it tomorrow night.
You know what the original one? You remember when we were kids and Saturday morning they had like the Great Race or something, and it was like Snidely Whiplash and Penelope Pitstop and all the silly nonsense. It was like the Great. What do they call the Great? I think it was called the Great Race or something.
Great Race or whatever. Or
Wacky Racers. That's what it was called. Wacky Racers. It's like that. That's what, except with people dying.
Okay, I'm down. I am down for some live action wacky racers or whatever.
So they're going across the country, not around the world.
Hopefully Roy does all the research on this one because I don't know how much research I'm going to get done. But
yeah, it should be good. I'm sure. I did ask Roy. He wanted to. Roy wasn't even aware this movie exists, which is kind of funny. And he was like, but I didn't invite him till yesterday afternoon. Because it's when we came up with this idea, and he didn't have time to actually watch it, so he didn't feel
right. In all fairness, guys, so we're in the middle of the event, and we're going full tilt boogie, like Mach 10 with our hair on fire, and I don't even see Roy, almost not see Roy, almost the entire event, and then like the 1 minute where I see Roy, he's like, "Oh, hey, I know you're really busy, but Friday night. Death Race 2000. I'm like, yeah, Roy, anything you need, anything for you. And then I walked away, and like 2 minutes later, I was already like, wait, what did I just
say? Because it's funny when you say that, because he had, he was staying at the same Airbnb where a bunch of us was, and he got in very late. What was it? Because he had to go pick somebody up. Was it Clint?
He had to do an airport run, yeah.
Was it Clint he had to pick up? Clint Howard?
No, I think it was Pam.
Was it Pamela?
I don't know. Whatever.
Anyway, he got it. He was like, the poor guy. I was like, when I got up, he was finally there the next, I think, Friday morning. And he's like, oh, man, he didn't get in till like, I think it was close to 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
By the time he got in, because flights were delayed. And
when we get into the Shatner portion of this show, which we might be swinging into it now, I got to give massive shout outs to my drivers because.
So anyway, he had asked me. He asked me the next day. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything Friday night.
Roy, I was literally just talking about you.
And there he is. There's Roy. And yeah, so that's when he came over and said, Mary Beth said she's good to go, and I didn't even think about it. You're telling me.
Yeah, Roy, I just was saying, I was like, I didn't see you, Roy, all weekend long. Like, we're both at this incredibly big event, and we're both very, very, very busy doing our thing like this. And then 1 minute we see each other, you're like, hey, you want to do this episode? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then we're back. And then 2 minutes later, I'm like, wait, what did I just agree to?
Just agreed to. You better, just sign your life away. No, I'm very curious to see your opinion on the 75 version.
I'm sure it's gonna be awesome.
I'm rewatching it for the first time in probably decades, and I'm like,
I've never seen it, so this
I don't
really
remember
this
this being this. It's campy, and it's weird.
But we've done kind of quasi campy before, and I've gotten it. Like I get it, and I get into the swing of it. So
yeah, so I think you'll. I don't want to say you'll enjoy it, but I think you'll enjoy talking about it.
I can't wait. I am down. I am so down. Are we going to see Ross too? Is Ross going to do Great Race with us?
I assume so. I assume Ross will be there. I don't know. He didn't say. Didn't say.
We'll see what he thinks.
So anyway, I mean, there's really not a lot more to say about this movie. So we were going to do this kind of as a half this movie and half the wrap up of Shatner Weekend. So if you only tuned in for this part,
Roy says it's
tune out if you don't care about Shatner Weekend. But did you like it or not? I guess give us your final.
Yes, I did like it. I did like it. I like a good every now and again. I enjoy a movie that I don't really need to use my brain for. This is definitely turn brain off. Yeah. Have beverage. Have maybe snack. Put feet up on coffee table. Turn brain off. That's what I want. I'm a simple girl. I don't ask for much.
Yeah. So he said Ross will be there, and it's his birthday so his birthday's on the 4th of July, just like my dad's was. So does he call himself a Yankee Doodle Dandy like my dad did every year?
Should we wear Yankee Doodle costumes for the show, Roy?
Yankee Doodle costumes. I don't know if I have any Yankee Doodle. My father used to have this silly
I don't either.
Hat. This what was it, like Uncle
Sam? Yeah, the one stripy hat. Yeah.
Yeah, we
will make sure to wish Roy happy birthday on Friday night. It's on air.
Yeah, not only does it exist, Roy, there's a whole sequels to them. There's like 2 or 3 more.
It's a franchise. It's a franchise like Fast and Furious. It's like Death Race 1, Death Race 2, Death Race 3.
Yeah, I don't know, but Jason Statham isn't in the sequels. I believe he only did the first.
I have no idea who's in the sequels.
Yeah, so anyway, all right. So we're going to talk about, now that we're more than halfway through the hour, we're going to spend the rest of the time talking about the weekend. If you were there, you knew it went really well. This was Star Trek's 60th anniversary at the Star Trek Original Series set tour in Ticonderoga. You guys, everybody here that is just commenting, you either were there or you weren't. So yeah, guests were we had France Dunion, we had Barbara Luna, we had Clint Howard, we had Nancy Kovac, or is it Kovac or Kovac?
I think it's Kovac.
Kovac. And I always keep forgetting the other guy. What's that?
Oh, Phil Morris. Pam Ferdin. And Louise Sorel.
And Louise Sorel. I forgot about Louise. You're right.
We had 7 of them.
So
and of course, we had the big kahuna himself, Mr. William Shatner.
And of course, yeah. How can you not say Bill Shatner? Plus, we had 2 of the Inglorious Treksperts. We had 2 Inglorious Treksperts, who usually comes for the Shatner events. We also had Mark Altman, who came,
and we had David Gerald running around, and
David Gerald was running around.
David Gerald-esque.
Yep. It was David Gerald's almost like a given because
he's automatic. He's just there. He camps out in the lobby.
Well, yeah, we had almost 1,000 people, probably roughly around 1,000 people.
Probably right.
Which is one of our. That's a lot for us. For any.
That is big for us.
Yeah. Yep. So, and other than a little bit of glitch in the weather, Thursday, I think it was. Was it Thursday or Friday? I don't remember which day it was. Friday. It rained pretty heavy for about a half an hour, and that was really it. Weather. It was a little hot.
It was a little hot. Yeah.
But Bill is somebody who is lucky enough to be on his security team. Bill is a machine. He really does love the guests, our attendees. He really enjoys talking to them. He always finds people with the most amazing stories. Some of them tragic, and some of them just uplifting and amazing, and some of them just very interesting. He has fallen in love with Dr. Alexander.
Yes, he has.
So he wants Doc there all the time. So that's great. And he was very interested to hear all about Artemis. And Doc gave a great great
yes,
panel
presentation
discussion on Artemis 2.
yes,
And we were, those of us, he reran it again at the house.
yes, and I was so
we got
lucky I got to see
didn't get to see it, got to see it. So we got
I
to hear the whole.
was so impressed with it. He had some rare, not rare, but like normally unseen photographs
that were not released by NASA.
That were not released, and they were
showed them in the studio shooting them. No, kidding.
No, he had some astounding photographs.
Yeah, he had some really cool
and
stuff.
The whole presentation was just amazing. So, and not only was it just amazing, but I had so many customers saying, I didn't get to see that. When can I see it again? Will he be back in September? When else, can you do that presentation again? Like so many customers, or just customers like, oh my God, that Artemis presentation was incredible. Like so many customers.
Dr. Alexander, it was very good. He's funny because we were worried that being over at, because he was over at the town hall, which is kind of set out, away from the rest of the festivities, if you would. And we were concerned that people wouldn't go over there, but somebody posted a picture of his, and it was full.
It was 152 seats, I want to say, and every seat was taken.
Yeah, it was full. So I'm glad he got that. It was very interesting. So he has different ones. He did one years ago called NASA Near Misses, which is all the stuff.
Which is a really good one.
More than just Apollo 13 things have gone wrong. It's just a lot of people didn't know about it. But luckily we've, in those cases, nobody was killed, or, they were able to fix whatever was wrong. That was a very interesting one. I know he's going to be back in September. I also think he's going to Mission TW, the Mission 60s at TWA.
Oh, good, in October.
I think so.
Yes, he is. I'm pretty sure he is. I think Max said he is.
I think Max got him for that. So that's cool. I'll be there for that too, helping Max out. I hope that goes well. He has some, if you're a NASA person or space or what aerospace person, that is going to be a really cool event if you're into that stuff. It's not sci-fi, although Robert Picardo will be there, and I think he's got Doug Drexler going as well.
What's it called
that's
again?
Mission 60s.
Mission 60s?
Yeah, at the TWA hotel at Kennedy, at
the TWA
Kennedy Airport in International Airport in New York City. So
I'm just gonna put that link in our chat.
You just go to lunarreplicas.com. That's his. You guys know him, Lunar Replicas, by now. That's where you can find information on that. There's the Facebook Mission 60s. So that's gonna be good. So I'm pretty sure Doc will be there too for that. So yeah, Bill, but he found some other people that are just super interesting, with super backgrounds and stuff like that. That he has this sense of just randomly asking people, what do you do, and asking that, finding these interesting stories that just seem to come out. And I sat through. He did. I don't know how many bridge chats did he do. He must have done
a million. So he did 4. Probably. He did 4 just bridge chats, and he did 4 admirals. So he did 8 bridge chats.
It seemed like he did even more than that. Because he did well. He did white.
It may have felt like more.
Did he do one Friday? So that
Friday night was just the first admirals, and then 2, 3 was Saturday, and 4 was Sunday morning.
But he did 3 Sunday.
Yeah, he did an admirals tour and bridge chat, and then he did another bridge chat. He did 4 admirals sessions, tour and bridge chat, and then he did just 4 bridge chats. He did 8 bridge chats.
Well, we had to sit through all of them.
And I'm sure each one was completely different.
It seemed like he only did 3 tours or 4 tours.
He did 4. He did 4 tours.
4 tours.
One Saturday night, 2 Friday night, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday.
Let me tell you, I went there every single tour. Again, I have to because security, and I'm not complaining. And then I think we were starting to switch off in the bridge chats because we have to stand through these things, and it's just very tiring. So we would rotate out. One of us would get a break. So I didn't sit through every single minute of a bridge chat, but I sat through most of them. And I can give you his tour if you want.
You can give his tour? Did you have it memorized? Do you even punch John?
I could punch John. John would probably, I would be afraid to hit John. So those of you who don't know, and every time he gets to engineering, John Kerrigan, who's the head security, is also a stuntman. Those of you guys that don't know, or may not know. So they do a little demonstration of how these actors pull their punches to make it look like they hit the person, but they don't actually hit them. It's all where the camera is and acting. And so he always punches John, and John falls to the ground. John's got to be careful. John's not a young man anymore. He's gonna, right? And that's concrete. There's no padding on that.
There's no padding. Yeah.
So anyway, but John enjoys doing it. The crowd loves it. He always calls the bridge the control room, unless you say bridge first. He's like, we're off to the control room. He doesn't say bridge.
That's adorable. Surely he knows it's the bridge. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. That's adorable.
If you say he's like, where are we going next? And you say bridge, then he'll say bridge. But if you leave him to his own devices, he always says
just go to the control room. All right.
He always says control room.
That's fine. Yeah. He's ready to go sit down in his control room.
No, he has his little stories. He likes to. He put Pamela and came on one of the tours.
I saw a picture. Pamela was laying, and I saw you in the picture. You were holding the.
Yeah, I always kind of hold that because he likes to put people on the exam table.
And you have to make sure no one uses a finger
on one side or the other to stabilize it so it doesn't go flying if nobody gets their hand caught in it. It's just kind of my spot. So I usually end up in somebody's picture. Seems like, but he did put Pamela on it, who is probably the lightest person ever on that.
Petite little thing.
She's like I don't think she's much bigger than she was in the 70s. She sounds exactly like the kid. So if those
and she would do the chant about the hail, fire, and snow angel. Yeah. And she would just start it, and they would all do it.
Yeah.
And like they all knew it by heart. And I was like,
oh, and even though it was one of the worst episodes. It was one of the worst episodes. Yeah, James was talking, and this is just talk, so don't about maybe getting the rest of those kids together.
That would be great.
Having a children shall lead weekend or something like kind of like maybe in the winter or something, kind of an off.
That would be wonderful.
That would be fun. I think that would be fun. And
get stars.
Get somebody to play the angel.
Someone to play the angel. The breakout stars of the weekend, we think, were. Luna's always Luna, but she's everyone loves Luna. But I think the breakout stars were Pam and Phil. Yeah. Everyone loved Pam and Phil.
Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to talk to Phil. I wish I had. The only thing I got to say was I was talking to Clint very briefly, and I said, Clint, your best line still is Ann Landers sucks. That's from Seinfeld, if you remember. He was the serial killer. And he riffed that line, which was fun. If you ever hear him tell the story, he screwed up the script and he just blurted that out. And he felt bad. So Jerry was getting out of the car. And he's like, I can redo it. We took another take. I'll get it right. And Jerry's like, are you crazy? That was awesome. It was hysterical. So I said, because as soon as I said Ann Landers sucks, he did it just as he did it on the show.
Yeah. Bill's just reminding me that Pam was the original Charlie Brown Lucy, like one of the first.
She was, and I didn't realize that either. I didn't
realize that either. I would have hugged her more.
By the way, I mean, she really was.
She's wonderful.
She was so happy to be there. She was just so bubbly. I think she was overwhelmed by the whole thing. She truly loves Bill Shatner. She did. She said it as a kid. She said when I was a little kid, I fell in love with him, and I asked him to marry me, and he gave me a cigar band as a wedding ring.
That's so cute.
And she's like, that picture. That's why Joel went and got he had them recreate that scene and him putting the paper cigar ring on her finger, and she was just lit up like a Christmas tree. She was just like, she was so she was the one on the exam table when he shows how he uses the salt and pepper shaker to heal people. She's clearly, and of course, she stopped acting when she was about 20.
Yeah, so and she actually does some activism and stuff too.
Yeah, she became a nurse and lived a normal life. She's like, I said, what made you, was it? She's like, I just decided I wanted a normal life. I just didn't want Hollywood was getting weird, and she decided, it was changing, and of course it's always changing. And she just
my dream, like if I could pick, James would never listen to me, just so everyone knows. But if I could pick, I would do Robin, Pam, Phil, because he's pretty bubbly. Clint's pretty bubbly too. Maybe Clint. And then I would throw Sandy Gimple in there. I think that would be a real good lineup of outgoing, fun people who have great stories.
Yeah, unfortunately, like you said, a lot of the other France was lovely, and so was Louise and Nancy. Barbara. but they're all very old, and like poor France, she just couldn't hear anything. You really
and
had to
Nancy
almost
couldn't
shout
hear
at her.
either.
Yeah, they all had very tough time hearing, so it wasn't as engaging. They're very nice people, very sweet people. I don't want to say anything ill of them at all, but as guests, they weren't as engaging as, like you said, like Phil, as Clint, as Pamela. But Pamela's not that much older than us. She's probably got maybe closer to me than you. I mean, she's probably in her late 70s. I'm gonna guess, or no, late 60s. She's about 68. Just a guess.
67. Yeah, good guess.
So yeah, I'm just guessing by how old she was on Star Trek and whatever. So I figured she was only less than 10 years older than me. So anyway, yeah. So but she looks great. Her voice is exactly. If you guys know who we're talking about, her voice
has not changed.
She had a very unique sounding voice though, even as a kid, and it's still there. It's the same. It's not like it's a lisp or anything. It's just her sound of her voice, and it I don't think I sound like I did when I was 5. I mean, or you know what I'm saying? So it's just interesting how she hasn't changed, and she's very petite, and she was just fun to hang around, and she always seemed to be there every time there you are in the green room, just hanging out in the corner.
Yeah. She was just around. Yeah. She did Lucy Van Pelt it's like 4 times. She was on the Monkees. She was on everything. She did the Brady Bunch. She did Mannix. Yeah. She did the Flying Nun.
She was pretty much everybody's
Green
kid.
Acres, Family Affair, My Three Sons. If it was on TV in the 60s or early 70s, Pam was probably on it.
With her pigtails.
With her pigtails.
Yeah, she did a Saturday morning show. I think it was called Space Command with Jonathan Harris. It was another, I think, Filmation show. Yeah, just interesting. Yep, she played Tony Randall's daughter on The Odd Couple. That is correct, Chris. So yeah, she has for a child actor, she did a lot of stuff. The other ones I don't think on that episode, Children Shall Lead. I don't think.
And that's not Phil, right? Is that Phil?
No, Phil was in Miri.
Phil was in. Oh, Miri.
He was in Miri. He was just. I don't think he said anything. He was just in the back.
Yeah.
He was the kid. He had I think he had like an army helmet on with
he had some kind of hat on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I saw Pam's episode today. I was like, wait, was that Phil?
Phil though will always be Jackie from Seinfeld.
Phil is another one with a phenomenal IMDb.
Yeah, he has a lot of stuff, but he'll always be Jackie the lawyer. Who told you to put the bomb on? I didn't tell you to put the bomb on. Why'd you put the bomb on?
Phil was awesome. I loved him. Pam was awesome.
He seemed really nice. Again, I didn't get a chance to talk to him because unfortunately, that is the downside when Bill's here is that I don't. Once Bill's on site, and if anytime Bill's on site, we're stuck to him like glue. And it may seem for those that think it's overkill to have us do that. We do intercept. I don't want to say unruly guests, but guests that probably don't know their boundaries as well as they should.
Very well put. Yeah, people who don't respect the boundaries.
Yeah, we had one guy that really, I think John came very close to getting physical with.
Really? On a tour?
But it was on a tour, actually. The guy kind of hit Shatner in the shoulder, like, "Hey, how you doing?" He hit him fairly hard, and Bill was like, "Don't touch me like that," kind of like, And then he's like, "Oh, I didn't mean that." He did it again. And that's when John had stepped away from it. And that's when John showed up. He's like, "Well, maybe you need me to be your bodyguard." And John turned around. And there's John. John's like, he doesn't need you. Like, basically, put you down in a second. This guy was allegedly a wrestler.
It's mostly a lot of, hey, don't take pictures now. It's
that, and just people trying to sneak in they're just kind of in a space that
Patrick and someone had already done their Admirals tour and started to go in another Admirals tour.
Try to get in again.
Intercepted him.
Yeah.
So that's no fun.
You get those people, and people are just getting a little too close. He doesn't on the tours, he's pretty he's not. But there's certain at times that he doesn't like people behind him. I mean, obviously he knows we're behind him, but he doesn't like people he doesn't know behind him.
He does not like flash photography.
He doesn't like flash photography. One guy did that where he was sitting right next to the captain's chair, and he's like, and it went poof, and he's like, "Geez, you blinded." That kind of thing. So,
did you, Bill? Thank you.
You warned people off. What'd you say, Bill? You're gonna kick
you got us
ass?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I have to tell
ask, can I take pictures? I'm like, you may take a couple discrete pictures, and then you will be asked to put your camera away.
Yeah, you get people doing it, especially in the bridge chats. They'll take photos, and we pretty much don't care how many they take during the tours. That's fine, as long as they're not, like you said, as long as they're not using the flashes.
Don't use a flash. Be discreet.
But he doesn't seem to care if you're clicking away with your phone.
Yeah. Turn the sound off.
That's how I end up in everybody's Facebook account, because there's
because it's
Bill. Right there. Yeah, so some people get overstimulated. That's for sure, and it's not just men. I mean, there's been a few women we've had to.
We've had a few women. They had to warn a few women off.
Yeah, they had a few that just they get that Elvis kind of thing going. They get
a little excited.
Want to throw their underwear at him or something. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, he's great, and we had everything really went well. Big shout out to the Knights of Columbus. They were awesome.
Shout out to the Knights of Columbus.
They were really awesome. When I went over
there Saturday afternoon, the photos were being, people were picking up their photos. Autographs was hopping. Phil Morris was on stage doing his thing. The vendors were hopping, and food service was up and running and hopping. I saw the Knights of Columbus in full swing, and it was awesome. And because it was like right across the street, it was like so handy for people. I kind of loved being at the Knights of Columbus.
And it was
would not mind being there again. I know my venue manager may disagree with me. But I thought it was a great choice to be there. And we can fit, like, if we go out, if it's a good weather and we can go out onto the tarmac and the grass, we can fit, we could rent 400 or 500 chairs.
Yeah, we would definitely need a better sound system for that.
We would need a way better sound system.
Because the one we had was barely adequate. And it is what it is. And thank you, Captain Phil, for loaning us some equipment for that.
Yes, thank you, Phil.
There's so many people to thank. I don't know if we can get through them all, but you guys, first of all, if you volunteered this weekend, thank you, everybody. You were, no matter what you did, you were a integral part of the operation, and we couldn't have done it without you.
We could not have done it without our volunteers.
Picking people up, whether you were liaisoning, whether you were helping fold chairs and put them out, whatever.
Chairs.
Something is chairs. There's always chairs.
Chairs at the school, chairs at Knights, chairs at town hall, chairs everywhere.
And I know the chairs at the school was miserable because there's no air conditioning. It was hot. Even outside at the pavilion.
People driving, people making the Kessel run. Yeah, it was insane.
So many little things, even like Andrea Playfair was helping out, just like getting us food and doing little runs for people. Those things make a huge difference. To make first of all, to make it doable for the rest of us that are doing other jobs that can't get away. The vendors for the most part went out. I don't know how well they did. I think I talked to Andrew. He said he did okay. I think Mark
Andrew King said he did okay. I did not get to talk to Joey.
I didn't get it. I don't know how Joey did.
And I spoke very briefly with Phil, and he was doing all right. So
Phil was only there for the one day. But that's fine. It was outside. I don't blame them. They had to tear their stuff down every night.
It was tough. Vending outside is extremely difficult. We asked a lot of our vendors this time around, and God love them, a lot of them stepped up and did it.
Yeah. So really, it was everybody from the staff at the tour. You guys know who you are. I mean, if you're not, like Ashley and Gina and
Ashley's a superstar.
And there was Eli, the new kid, Eli was
Eli.
Good.
Yep, Eli. Yep.
I know I'm forgetting people's names, but you guys
there was
it.
Marge, a point where Kelly, and Kent was at the set tour a lot too, doing line management. Sarge and Kent were doing line management.
Yep.
There was a point on set when we were doing open tours when we had like 7 tours running at once. And Patrick and Jen Cook and maybe Jeff we're basically like air traffic control. And they were in the hallway saying, okay, please move forward to that room. Okay, you guys go ahead and move over to that room. Like, it was just unbelievable because we were just trying to manage big groups.
Yeah. It's so crazy. I think that's the problem, that we give a tour, everybody gets a tour. And with almost 900, almost 1,000 people, that's a lot of tours. And you remember all day Saturday was shot because Bill took over that whole set all for the entire day. There was nothing else going on between 9 o'clock in the morning. So what time it was about 6 o'clock, right? Yeah. 5 or 6 o'clock when he went and did the photo op. So yeah, Bill, it's like, yeah, you're taking up. I will say, just on stuff on the Kickstarter, the Galileo Kickstarter, Brian did really well. Brian did really well at the table. I think he was happy with what money they raised. Certainly a good chunk. And the photo ops up at the Galileo went really well. The dinner up at Eddie's went really well. It was a good dinner. I was lucky enough to get to go to that. People seemed really happy with it. I know they paid a lot of money for that dinner, but Bill was in rare form. As usual, he enjoyed it. I think he enjoyed it. I don't know. He enjoyed the scotch that somebody brought him.
Good.
So he was going on about that. I think it was Bill Fuhrer brought that.
Yeah, Bill Fuhrer brings some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was everything went really well. It's about all I could say. I don't know what else to tell you about it, but we are gearing up for September.
I haven't started yet. I will start. I was thinking about it today. I was like, okay, well, I guess I better start September now because it's only July and August. That's all I have.
Yeah, it's the middle of September, so you really got 2.5 months.
I'm freaking out.
I got 2 big things between now and then. Plus, we have to build. Those of us that are part of the Galileo team. There's still a lot of work to do in the building to get that ready for the Galileo. I think the Galileo is almost ready to be put in there. It's just the building's not ready for it to be put.
No, the building's not quite ready.
No, the video wall won't even be there for another month and a half, I think.
Yeah,
so
we'll install that. If you did the Kickstarter, Brian Mix put out an update after this event weekend showing some things, and it looks exciting. It is coming along. But the interior still needs a bunch of stuff.
Well, the tweaking, there's the part of there's the video wall part. The video wall's not there. It's on a slow boat from China, literally. And the rest of it to be done. There's some stuff being done for the plant Ani stuff to make it look like a shuttle bay. That's coming along. The lighting has not been done yet.
The lighting's not done yet.
We probably won't be able to finish that until the shuttle's in there because we have to aim everything. But and then he still has to do the observation deck too. So the entryway to it.
Yeah, so the observation deck. Still a lot of but I think you know what I mean. The shuttle will be in place for September, whether or not all the details are quite done, because we will have our event in September no matter what. So
yep. No, I think we'll be ready. I think it's gonna be tight, but I'm very confident that
I think it's gonna be tight.
It will be in place and things will be working. Unless there's some catastrophic issue that we haven't foreseen. Things are going well. Brian and Dave have done an amazing job with this Kickstarter, the amount of work that they put into it, and organizing it and keeping it square, and Alexandra Isabel doing a lot of the marketing stuff. There's a lot of shout outs to be had there as well. Which I'm sure we'll be discussing that again when we go over September.
All right, kids.
But any of you, I don't know if anybody's going to Las Vegas, but I'll probably see you there. That's a month away. Very excited about that. Looking forward to it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Some really good guests too this time, of course, being the 60th. Aaron Gray's going to be with the Trexperts.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yes, I was so excited about that. My first adolescent crush was definitely Aaron Gray.
Yeah, Roy, it is a very exciting time for Trek. There's so much going on.
It is a very busy summer. Boy, it's going to be fall before you know it.
It's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, Vegas is out of a lot of people's price range. Let me tell you,
out of my price.
I don't blame
Sarge,
you, but it is a lot of fun, Sarge. If you ever get to go, it's a good week. It's a lot of
hotels are affordable.
I end up going because I end up working with Mark and other people as vendors, so I kind of saves me some money. But anyway, that's after 8 o'clock already. See that? So I don't know what we're gonna do next week, as usual.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. If there's any suggestions, feel free to shoot us a message if you have something you want us to do. If not, we will see you Friday on Roy's Tie-Dye Sci-Fi Corner.
Yes. See you on Friday.
I think I got that right. I think I'm finally remembering the whole name.
Yeah. Roy's Tie-Dye Sci-Fi Corner.
Yeah, it's always the tie-dye. I always say sci-fi.
It's called Tie-Dye Sci-Fi. I just drop off the corner.
Sorry, Roy. It's not intentional. What does Phil? Do you have any information on what Phil's doing?
I have no information about Phil. I normally check in with Phil and speak with him, but I did not check in and speak with him today. So I do not have Phil. But yes, we'll be.
I should have brought it to show. Phil was so kind. He had a vintage Disneyland, the Tiki Room album. You know, the Tiki.
That's awesome.
He gave that to me because you guys, those that don't know, I'm
I think I might have had that album too.
Yeah,
years ago.
It's really nice. It's definitely so. I haven't played it yet. I'm going to play it maybe tomorrow. But thank you again for that, Phil. That was really thoughtful.
The birds sing words and the flowers bloom in the tiki.
All right, that's probably a good.
Sad that we can remember that. All right, kids, I can go to bed.
Until next week or till Friday, live long and prosper, and may the force be with you always. Good night, folks.